Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we bring you a deeply moving and powerful story that connects South Africa's past to its present, a tale of sacrifice, resistance, and posthumous honor. We're diving into the life and legacy of advocate Dumalisile Philemon Pearce Nokwe, a giant of the liberation struggle whose return to South African soil has stirred both memory and meaning in our nation's political landscape. This weekend, a special provincial official burial was held at West Park Cemetery in Johannesburg. There, former ANC Secretary-General Nokwe was laid to rest next to his wife, Vuyiswa Malangobi Nokwe, decades after dying in exile in 1978. The burial was not just a ceremony, it was a political and historical reckoning, as President Cyril Ramaphosa, flanked by ANC heavyweights like Philemon and Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi, paid tribute to a man whose life embodied the very spirit of resistance against apartheid. Now, let's unpack who Dumalisile Nokwe was, and why his story matters more than ever today. Born in 1927, Nokwe was part of a generation that fought apartheid with unrelenting courage. He attended the University of Fort Hare, a breeding ground for liberation thinkers, where he obtained a teaching qualification and a Bachelor of Science. But teaching was only the beginning of his journey. His involvement in the 1952 Defiance Campaign, one of the first mass mobilizations against apartheid, saw him arrested, jailed, and fired from his post. This was the apartheid system's attempt to crush him, but instead, it radicalized him even more. After his release, Nokwe turned to the law, a rare and defiant move for a black man under apartheid. He qualified as an advocate and became the first black lawyer admitted to the Johannesburg Society of Advocates, a monumental milestone. Imagine that, in a country that systemically denied black South Africans even the most basic rights, Nokwe penetrated the very legal system used to oppress them. He understood the law not as a shield for the privileged, but as a weapon for the oppressed. But his activism came at a cost. Nokwe was harassed, detained, beaten, and eventually tried for treason. He was no stranger to the brutal machinery of apartheid justice. And yet, through all of this, he remained unshaken. In 1958, he was elected Secretary-General of the ANC, one of the most influential positions in the liberation movement. In 1963, amid mounting repression, he went into exile where he continued working tirelessly for the ANC until his untimely death in Zambia in 1978. His death, like that of many in exile, came far away from the country he loved and fought for. For nearly 50 years, his remains were buried in foreign soil, a painful symbol of unfinished business, of a country that had yet to reconcile with the cost of its freedom. But now, in 2025, Dumalisile Nokwe has finally come home. President Ramaphosa's speech at the burial was emotional and symbolic. He didn't just praise Nokwe as a political leader. He honored him as a pioneer, someone who broke racial barriers in the legal profession and made the pursuit of justice his life's mission. In recognition of this, Ramaphosa posthumously conferred upon him the title of Senior Counsel, the prestigious silk status usually reserved for the most distinguished legal practitioners. This honor, though long overdue, serves as a powerful reminder of the intelligence and integrity that Nokwe brought to the liberation movement. And it raises important questions: how many Nokwes were buried quietly in foreign lands? How many names have we forgotten? How many sacrifices were never properly acknowledged? As the ANC battles internal divisions and as South Africa continues to confront corruption, inequality, and social unrest, Nokwe's legacy forces us to reevaluate the soul of the liberation struggle. This burial wasn't just about one man. It was about remembering a generation. A generation that fought and died without selfies, without hashtags, and without promises of political reward. A generation that organized boycotts, printed pamphlets underground, and crossed borders under the cover of night, all for the dream of a democratic South Africa. Today, the ANC finds itself at a crossroads. It is a party struggling to define its identity amid widespread public disillusionment. And yet, standing beside Nokwe's grave, one could sense a yearning, perhaps even a call, to return to the principles that defined leaders like him: selflessness, discipline, and a true commitment to justice. Gauteng Premier Panyoza Lesufi and Fico Mbalula were also present, representing today's ANC leadership. Their presence was a nod to continuity, but also a quiet reminder of the enormous shoes they have to fill. Do today's leaders live up to the standards of people like Nokwe? Or has the party lost the moral compass that guided its struggle? As South Africa prepares for another election cycle, this moment couldn't be more significant. The burial of Dumalisile Nokwe is not just about honoring the dead, it's about asking the living to reflect. Are we still on the path they fought for? Or have we drifted into complacency, forgetting the values that once ignited a nation? Nokwe's legal achievements, his status as a black advocate in a white-dominated legal field, his bold role in organizing defiance, his endurance through arrests and torture, and his service in exile, all make him a towering figure. His story deserves to be taught in schools, remembered in legal history, and etched into the political conscience of the country. In burying him beside his wife, the nation also symbolically reunites two comrades whose lives were inseparable from the liberation movement. And in awarding him silk status, the government is finally saying what should have been said decades ago: Nokwe was not just a lawyer or a politician, he was a patriot, a strategist, and a moral leader. So, let this be a moment of national reflection. Let's remember the men and women who never saw freedom but fought for it nonetheless. Let us demand more from our leaders, more from our institutions, and more from ourselves, because the legacy of people like Dumalisile Nokwe deserves nothing less. If you found this story powerful, please like this video, share it with others, and comment below with your thoughts. Do you think today's leaders are doing justice to the legacy of our liberation heroes? Should more posthumous honors like these be granted? Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more in-depth political commentary and South African history brought to life. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.